Hey guys, this is Malinki. Welcome back to my channel Voice of Malinki. So today we will talk about molecular induction in eye development. And if you are new in my channel, please subscribe my channel, and if you like my video, please do like, comment and share my video. So before starting this lecture, I will highly recommend you to go through my last lecture, that is development of eye in cheek, so that you can understand the related terms easily here. I am providing the link in the description box. So first thing first, this is the initiation of eye development. So eye development is initiated by the master control gene, that is PAX6. This is the master control gene. So eye development is basically initiated by this gene. Now PAX6 is a transcription factor for various genes involved in eye formation. In the neural tube, noggin is expressed. So in the neural tube, we will see that noggin is expressed, and noggin inhibits ET expression. ET is one more gene. So noggin inhibits the expression of ET but promotes OTX2 expression. So here we will see that noggin is basically inhibiting ET. Noggin is inhibiting ET, and noggin is promoting OTX2 expression. Now OTX2 protein then represses the inhibition of ET by noggin signaling. So here we can see that ET is getting inhibited by noggin, and that inhibition is repressed by OTX2. The ET transcription factor activates RX1. So RX1 is getting activated by ET, and RX1 blocks OTX2. So here you can see that RX1 is blocking OTX2, and RX1 promotes PAX6 expression. So it promotes PAX6 expression. So PAX6 expression is promoted by RX1, and we know that PAX6 is the master control gene. Okay, so formation of optic vesicles from neural tube. So optic vesicles, how does it form from neural tube? Now sonic hedgehog SHH is responsible for splitting the neural tube into two lateral outgrowths, which ultimately become two optic vesicles. So this is the neural tube, and this neural tube is getting split and it will form two lateral outgrowths, and these two outgrowths will ultimately form two optic vesicles, and each optic vesicle will develop into a complete eye. And this splitting is done by SHH or sonic hedgehog gene. If SHH gene gets mutated, splitting of neural tube will not occur, because we have seen here that splitting of neural tube is done by SHH. So if SHH is mutated, then splitting of neural tube will not occur, and that will result in cyclopia. So cyclopia is basically a single eye in the center of the face. It is a disorder where you can see a single eye in the center of face. Because SHH gene is mutated and splitting of neural tube doesn't occur, therefore two lateral outgrowths does not occur, so that two optical vesicles will not occur, and only one eye, one single eye will be formed from the neural tube. Now SHH suppresses PAX gene expression. SHH suppresses PAX gene expression in the center of the embryo, splitting the neural tube into two lateral outgrowths. Because in this area, the PAX gene expression is getting suppressed by SHH gene. Because in this area, it does not require any PAX6 gene. And it requires only SHH gene, because this area requires to get split into two lateral outgrowths. If too much SHH is synthesized, PAX6 is suppressed in the too large area and the eyes fail to form at all. Because PAX6 is the master control gene and it is required for the formation of eyes. And if too much SHH is synthesized, the PAX6 gene will be suppressed in too large area. Therefore, eyes fail to form. Development of retina. So the central region of optic vesicle expresses the retinal homeobox or RX gene. So RX gene is getting formed from the central region of optic vesicle and develops optic cup. So here we can see this is optic cup and it is developed by the help of this RX gene. What is optic cup? I have explained it in more detail in the development of eye lecture. Now RX gene is upregulated by OTX2 protein. So RX gene is upregulated by OTX2 protein that we have seen here. We have seen here that this OTX2 is upregulating this RX1. OTX2 protein activates PAX6 and SIX3, both of which help in development of retina. So we have seen in this picture that OTX2 is helping to express PAX6 and that in turn helps to express SIX3. And these two genes, that means PAX6 and SIX3, they will help in the development of retina. PAX6 protein is critical for specification of retinal ganglion cells. The axons of the ganglion cells join to form the optic nerve which enters the brain. Different types of neuronal cells are present in retina. So, three types of neuronal cells we will see in the retina. First is the light and color sensitive photoreceptor cells. Those cells are rods and cone cells. Second is ganglion cells. Third is bipolar interneurons that transmit electric stimuli from the rods and cones to the ganglion cells. So these three types of cells we can see in the retina. These three types of neuronal cells basically we can see in the retina. Now photoreceptor neurons, that means those rods and cones, they are specified by expression of ZOTX5B. While bipolar interneurons are specified by expression of ZOTX2 and ZOTX1. These genes are transcribed and translated on a time-dependent manner. That means during the development of embryo, in the different stages and in the different times, these genes will be expressed. This time-dependent regulation of translation is mediated by 4 microRNAs. Those microRNAs are MIR129, MIR155, MIR214 and MIR222. These are 4 microRNAs who regulate the translation of those 3 genes. These microRNAs are highly expressed in retinal progenitor cells. That means these are precursor cells. These are retinal precursor cells, and these microRNAs are highly expressed in those cells. And they bind to ZOTX2 and ZOTX1 mRNAs, inhibiting their translation, because we know what does microRNA do? They basically bind some mRNAs and inhibit their translation. So here these microRNAs, these 4 microRNAs, they basically bind to ZOTX2 and ZOTX1 mRNAs, and therefore inhibiting their translation and thus preventing early differentiating retinal cells from becoming bipolar neurons. Because we have seen that these ZOTX1 and ZOTX2, these two are important for the expression of bipolar interneurons. And the microRNAs will basically block the translation of these 2 mRNAs. Thus, they prevent the early differentiating retinal cells from becoming bipolar neurons. Because the early retinal cells do not need to form bipolar neurons. Bipolar neurons will be formed in the later stage, not in the initial stage. Therefore, these mRNAs are basically blocked. Now, expression of these microRNAs diminishes with time, so that later forming neurons are no longer blocked from becoming bipolar interneurons. So, after some times of the development, these microRNAs, these 4 microRNAs, their expression will be diminishes. Their expression will be inhibited, because after a particular time, the bipolar neurons are needed to be generated. And to produce those bipolar neurons, these microRNAs must be inhibited. That is happening here. Formation of lens. The optic vesicle induces the expression of many transcription factors in the ectodermal area, supposed to become lens. So the ectodermal area that is supposed to become lens, that part of the ectoderm, they will be induced by some transcription factors. Those are coming from optic vesicle. Delta proteins on the optic vesicle activates the notch receptor on the lens ectoderm. So here you can see this is the optic vesicle and this is the lens ectoderm. And delta proteins are released from the optic vesicle and they will bind here the notch receptors on the lens ectoderm. The notch signaling in the presence of OTX2 transcription factor activates lens 1 gene. So after the binding, we can see that notch signaling is happening. And the notch signaling in the presence of this OTX2, it will help in the transcription of lens 1 gene. And lens 1 proteins will be get formed. This gene, this lens S1 gene, is essential for lens formation. So this lens 1 protein is formed and it will form the lens. Crystalline gene is also essential for the development of lens. This gene is under control of 3 genes, PAX6, SOX2 and LMAF. So these three genes, PAX6, SOX2 and ALMAP, they will control the development of crystalline gene, and that gene is essential for lens formation. PAX6 appears in the ectoderm. So PAX6 basically appears in the ectoderm. SOX2 appears in the lens placode, and ALMAP appears in the optic vesicle. Next, formation of cornea. So PAX6 gene, that is the master control gene, it is important in corneal development also. Dorsal ventral polarity. Dorsal means the back part and ventral means the front part. So the back and front part of the eye, or dorsal ventral polarity of the eye, will be established, and that is depending on BMP signals from the dorsal region and Hedgehog protein from the ventral region. So from the dorsal region of the eye, BMP signal will come, and ventral region of the eye will depend on Hedgehog protein. And these two proteins will establish the dorsal ventral polarity in eye. That is all about the molecular induction in eye development.